Welcome back, my crypto family, my quick crypto family, and my coin factory family to another live stream, the 1st of September. 1 month straight and going strong. We've got a lot to cover in this video. We saw some announcements that popped up recently regarding Coinbase. I saw that in my community. I see the Crypto Galaxy talk about it as well, which is quite bullish, but it's not out of the question. We've been knowing that Coinbase is very bullish on Casper for the longest time now. I'm going to talk about that either way though. We've got updates regarding other tier ones, the standard, just talking about Kraken and Binance, what's happening with that. We have the likes of Marathon, who are still talking about Casper. We've got a video I'm going to showcase in this live stream as well, and also some updates regarding the KII, the Casper Industrial Initiative. All in all, September's looking very, very up right now. September's looking a very, very good month, but historically speaking, September is typically a very bad month for Bitcoin, as we can see historically. Normally it is a very red month for Bitcoin. Even though institutional adoption is here, things could be, different. It could be different, but things could also be the very, very same, considering we've got rate cuts coming in as well. So ultimately we have to see what happens. We're going to talk about all though. I'll give my prediction for September as well regarding, where I see Casper potentially going. I mean, it's going to be either or, up or down really, but I'm going to explain my reasoning for each outcome that I'm going to state. And Andy A, welcome back to the stream, my man. I'm not buying any Casper today. Well, sometimes you've got to have some restraint, so honestly that's probably good, especially because Casper might be correcting further right now. I mean, Casper currently is down 2.5%, 15.89 cents on the daily time frame, and I think this is the crypto market's currently in a kind of red river right now, in a correction phase, and I have a feeling this is in preparation for the inevitable imminent rate cuts that will be coming in at some point this month. We don't know when yet, but is a very, very high likelihood it's going to be happening as well. So we could see Casper come down to this level of resistance here, which I'm hoping to see. I'll probably buy some Casper here, and if it corrects further when the rate cuts come through, I'll be laughing, buying even more. So I'm looking forward to it very, very much. Say something about VeChain. I will look something into VeChain very, very quickly before I get on to the rest of the live stream. I think I covered this a little bit in the last stream. I did, yes, I did cover it a little bit in the last stream. Right now it's down 4%. I mean, everything's down right now. It's up 39%. Decent sized market cap. It's got all the major exchange listings as well. It's got 15, almost 16 million 24-hour trading volume. Ultimately, VeChain, I don't know too much about the project in itself. I don't know what it is, but just the fact that it's a number 45 in core market, it's got a sizable market cap. It will be one that most likely will, catch onto the bull market when Bitcoin takes off. And its last all-time high peaked at, I can't even reach it. It says around 20 to 23 cents. So, it should do a 10x in that regard. Would that be more profitable than Casper? I would believe otherwise. I think Casper could do much more than a 10x from its current position in the bull cycle. But VeChain is one that might be worth hedging your bets, but you have to do more research into it to find out for yourself, my brother, because I don't know too much about it right now. Simon, good afternoon, my man. Good afternoon. Hope Casper covers soon. It will. Whether it will be this month, I'm not sure. But going into September, into October, I am very, very optimistic that Casper will most definitely recover by then, and we'll start seeing a lot. I mean, the fact of the matter is you look at the hash rate wise, for Casper right now, the fact that it's now surpassed 1 EH, a new major milestone recently, its value should be close to 30 cents. It's fair value. So with that in mind, when the liquidity starts flowing back into the market, I'm sure we're going to start seeing Casper turn tide and start making a short squeeze towards that 30 cents region, if not higher than that as well. Leroy, my man, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the chat. Thank you very much for joining. Mr. Jason, welcome as well. Welcome. The people saying it might drop to 10 cents. I hope so. 10 cents. That would be a dream, no doubt about it. I think that is going to definitely depend on the severity of the rate cuts. I mean, again, if you look at the historically for Bitcoin, right, in September, you've seen cases where it's dropped 13%, 5%, 7%, on like 90% way back then. But look, there's more recently, right? We'll see 5, 13, 7, 7, 3. It was up last time round, but that's in the preparation to the bull market. With rate cuts coming in, we'll probably see a correction more heavily, but on average, I say it's around 7%. So let's just say 8 to 9%, right? Just to be a bit exaggerating, right? Look at Bitcoin, look at 8 to 9%, down from its current position. Yeah, just probably in and around. I mean, this coincides with my speculative prediction, which I think we could potentially see a 50k Bitcoin, depending on how severe the rate cuts are right now. We'll have to wait and see, because they could be a 0.25% cut, which won't be too bad. If they have 0.5%, that would be a lot higher, and therefore that probably cause a bigger reaction from the on-risk asset markets. More people will be taking their money out of crypto and holding safety in the dollar. So we'll have to wait and see when Jerome Powell makes that announcement. Depending on the severity of that, we could see crypto correct heavily. Now, would we see, Casper correct back down to 10 cents, considering that this crash happened when Bitcoin corrected below 50k, momentarily, and then at the same time, Casper as well corrected that back down to 12.5. I think I'm still, again, I could be wrong. We haven't seen the actual figures come out yet. We have to wait for those analytics, or those statistics to come out. But I still am inclined to believe that this is currently the bottom for Casper, around 12.5 cents. I would be very, very pleased, but very surprised, truth be told, right now, to see a 10 cents Casper. If that happens, fantastic. I'm buying a sizable bag. I'm buying a very hefty bag of Casper if it gets down to 10 cents. But I mean, all these levels of support, as you see here, are like my buy zones, if you will. Where I kind of think, okay, this seems to be a level of resistance here, a support level where Casper will, struggle in a sense to actually push below that. So that's an area where I might look to invest a little bit into. If it reaches back down here, then that's going to be a big, big bag in comparison to the rest of them. I'm suspecting we're going to see Casper in due time. I think we can see Casper correct lower than its current value here. I could see it coming into this level here quite easily, potentially lower, but it depends again on the severity of the rate cuts and the foreseen news happening. Because the point of the matter also being, which I'm going to showcase in the stream as well, is that rate cuts are bad, of course, yes, but this September is actually, in terms of announcement and developments, it's very, very bullish for Casper. Very, very bullish. So that might actually stem the bleeding. So Casper may not correct as far as other projects, because so much is coming out this month, or potentially coming out this month. A lot of speculation and developments are coming out that it might stop Casper from correcting as far. So we just have to wait and see. And that's what we're going to talk about in the stream, to kind of get a more general idea of everything that's happening, and then we can all together make our own speculative predictions on where we think Casper's going to go and when we're going to see it turn tide. Bingo Bango, what's up, my man? Welcome to the stream. TWT, welcome as well. How did you think it was go? I mean, I just answered that, but yeah, hopefully that answered your question. Just a quick hello, everyone who's holding tight on Casper. We all have your victory, damn straight. Casper is going to come back better than ever, so don't worry about it. Don't be emotional, be logical, and do your research. Give me one big shade out. I like the pain. I have built up so much dry powder. Give me a chance, damn straight. People who get emotional and get scared during the hard crashes, the correction phase, I understand it, but it's those sort of periods of time where I actually get really, really excited. I stated at the beginning of last month, when this crash was happening, I was actually really, really happy, because I was like, great, I could buy a very, very cheap bag. I got in at this level, this support level down here, around 13.5 cents. Some of my people in my community, my free Discord server, got in at 12.5 cents. It was called the bottom. My free Discord server is not in the chat just yet. It's going to be on screen right now. In the server, it's on my homepage, and it's also in the chat right now. Free Discord server, if anyone wants to join, help build your knowledge, just help understand market sentiments. We're just a fairly friendly community. We've got 280 members, I think, right now in the span of a month, which is very, very impressive. Almost 10 members a day. And, we're just all trying to expand our knowledge in Casper, in crypto projects as well, and understand market sentiments. So if you want to learn more, feel free to join. And again, there's a link in the chat right now. Apologies, I'm a little bit ill today, so if I feel a little bit croaky, I apologise. I will try my best not to speak, stupid or problematic for you guys to understand. I was hoping a quick upturn before the rate cuts in order to liquidate some memes for dry powder during September. Next to dry powder, that is, there's not saying I'm not saying it's not possible, but because there's a lot of speculation and FUD surrounding the imminent rate cuts that should be happening, it's more likely we're going to see some more downtrends coming in. But it depends. If there's no rate cuts for the whole first of this week, the whole first week of September, you might see crypto be like, okay, we're going to start making a little bit of an upturn, a little bit of reversal, and then, at the announcement, we don't know when the announcement's going to come, we have to wait. Unfortunately, that's a problem. A lot of people expect, the reason why it's happening, going down right now, is because, typically speaking, this should be happening at the beginning of the month. You can see an announcement from Jerome Powell tomorrow. It could be Tuesday, it could be Wednesday. We have to just simply wait and see where it goes from there. Jojo 2 fire, let's go, my man. I grabbed some at 13 cents and recovered so fast. I need to trade a little more CAS, but I'll just keep holding it. I chased Solana to build up more Casper. Yeah, and actually that's something I want to talk about as well. First off, good on you, Mr. Next Level Cash, or Mrs. Don't judge. But this is what I want to talk about as well, which I thought is disastrous, but it's also good, and we're going to explain that. Solana volume right now is crashing. I saw something in my community about it yesterday, I believe, regarding mobile. I think it was. I might be mistaken in that. I didn't have much time to check, unfortunately. But as we could see from Dr. Martin Hyper, the director of research from Uphold, Solana volume is crashing right now, which is problematic for Solana. But what this does mean is it's going to open up more liquidity for the incoming KRC20 when that is launched. That's already going to be an amazing blockchain that's going to take up a lot of liquidity from the major crypto exchanges, from Ethereum to Solana's to Tron to AVAX and so on and so forth. But when it's out, if Solana's already struggling, then when the KRC20 comes out, well, it's going to steal so much more. And right now we can see KAS, testnet 10, KRC20 still rocking, and it's active yesterday right now. We're seeing the fact that if right now, number of KRC20 transactions is just short of 20 million, which is absolutely insane. It's currently going really, really strong right now. So that leads me to believe that so far we've heard no issues with the KRC20 right now. They're still testing it, of course, but for the most part, it looks like it's doing really, really well. With the additional 140 KAS per block, it will get an extra 560 KAS per day. I'm currently mining for, but it's just ultimately very, very good to see. And I think that we're going to very, very likely see KRC20 launched at some point this September, no doubt about it. Hopefully it'll be early September, because I'd like to see it sooner than later. But this September, I'm very optimistic we'll see KRC20 launched, and that will, in time, cause the reversal in Casper as well. So that's one key catalyst for Casper this September. Despite rate cuts, in September we're going to see most likely the KRC20 launched, and that's going to act as a catalyst. I'm not going to say it's going to cause Casper to turn tail and to start pumping to the upside. I'm saying it's going to bring more adoption to Casper. You're going to have a chain with meme tokens. We're going to bring more initial volatility to Casper as well. We're going to see more adoption on KRC20 as it grows more and more. That will increase liquidity on chain or block DAG, and that will then in time turn into an increase in price and appreciation of Casper as it's used more and more as a medium of exchange. So it won't be necessarily a pump straight up to the upside, but it might be a more stable, or it might stem the beginning of the correction, more stable, and then start making that pump gradually to the upside. That's kind of the thought process I have in my mind's eye right now. What is the lowest we can see KAS go before we find out a support level if Bitcoin goes down? But as you can see on screen right now, these are my three support, my levels of support right now, based on market sentiments, based on what little TA I do regarding because I don't heavily rely on TA. I don't think it's a do or die, but I think there can be use cases in it to understand levels of support, to understand where the project should likely turn tide and consolidate or reverse. As I've showcased these two support levels and resistance levels here last month, and as all of last month, as I've showcased, it very pretty much consistently held within that level. So there is use case in TA. You could understand that it's going to stay between 17 and 15. So as you see right now on screen, these green levels are my levels of support, which seems to be around 14.5, 13.5 and 12.5 as well, around those regions where I see the support levels for Casper right now. It could go lower, and that will be a completely different conversation we'll have there and then, but I suspect that it'll be quite tough to see Casper correct lower than this, purely based on the fact that the severity of the rate cuts, yes, could be disastrous and cause Casper to correct very, very far, but due to all the announcements coming out this month in September, I think it's going to stem the beginning for Casper. At least it's going to bring more FOMO to the project, more adoption to the project, and that could help in Casper's adoption going forward as well. So to get into the brunt of this stream, then to go into it, so we saw this happen this post was launched a few days ago. I missed it, unfortunately, but the KAS World Tour 2024 continues. The Casper crew in Singapore as silver sponsors at Token 2049. It's a very, very big event in Singapore where you see a lot of institutions get involved, big exchanges as well, on September 18th to 19th. So Casper's going to be in attendance again, spreading their adoption more and more, which is very, very good. Of course, you've got the likes of Shy there, Wolfie, Luke, absolute legends, all of them in this space. So it's going to be very, very good for Casper as well, and in increasing their adoption in September, which is cool. Not to mention also this, which is also a key catalyst for me in this month as well. The first Casper Institutional Adoption Conference is here, officially confirmed. It's going to be Dublin, September 24. So in about 3 weeks from now, a little bit over 3 weeks from now in Dublin, so UK, we're going to see the very first KII institutional conference, where this conference is going to be talking about support. I mean, it's going to talk about a lot of things, but the main topic of conversation seemingly is about talking about support measures for the KII Launchpad, but also for enterprises to get access to KASPA, which is very, very big. Again, we're now starting to see more institutional adoption coming to KASPA, and this will, in due time, help KASPA as well, as KASPA is going to become part of the energy sector. Again, one of the most profitable markets in this space, which is very, very, very cool. So that is something that I'm very, very happy to see. We've got the confirmation date right now, and also Panda from the KII, who's part of the media team that I'm showcasing on stream right now at the very, very bottom. Panda from the media team, she actually was previously working as a marketing coordinator of International Association of Trusted Blockchain Applications in Brussels, and she actually used to work there alongside Bargri Plover, who also worked at the very same institution. And she confirmed in a post that there should, due to the connections between DII, which Rory O'Neill is a member of the board, and also the CEO being Paul Van Son, who's the chairman of KII, due to the DII and KII and their connections and the common factor they have between the chairman and the board members. They both also, DII, Rory O'Neill, and Paul Van Son are also the KII. Due to that, they're also going to see industry partnership with KASPA in September as well. Well, he announced it at the end of July that we'll see it in the weeks to come. Now, we've not seen any announcements, so I speculate that it'll probably be in September. We don't actually know when industry partnerships will come soon, but they said in the next few weeks. So with it being, 4 weeks since the announcement, I would like to believe it's going to be at some point in September. Or who knows, truth be told, they could have already made the partnerships, but they might be under NDA. We have already heard from the KII, from Roy O'Neill, that there are some partnerships that are in NDA. We can't know about them, and that sucks, of course, but it's just the way business works. They're trying to work on secret projects to, get ahead of the game, I guess. I don't mind seeing KASPA drop because I'll be holding for 5+ years if needed, because have so much confidence in its long-term success. Yeah, I mean, that's also true. I don't think KASPA will drop as far down as something like 10 cents. That'd be amazing if it did. I don't think it will. But if it does, again, I'm not going to be upset by it. I'll be even more bullish about it because I understand the project of KASPA, and I do believe it, like you do, in its long-term success. So if it does drop 10 cents, great. I'm going all in. Figuratively speaking, I'm not actually going to go all in, of course, but I'm going to put a very, very big back in KASPA, knowing or believing strongly that there will be a strong reversal of that, and we'll see a massive pump and a price increase, and that's just more money that I could be making. The ability to buy and sell has to be easy with the launch of KAS20 Phantom and Sol Flare wallets, along with Jupiter, makes trading Solana coins extremely easy, having solid DEX and centralized exchanges. I mean, yeah, it's also true, but I think KASPA's also growing in adoption regarding that as well. KASPA has all the technology seemingly, in process, right? Again, all the stuff laid out right now. We already have confirmation, and it's also another major catalyst as well regarding the Kraken exchange. Kraken exchange already confirmed that they have got a spot listing secured for KASPA. Now, that could come this month. It might not be till next month. We don't know an official date yet. They said it's going to take some time, but we do know a spot listing is secure, so it'll most likely happen before the end of this year, which is very, very big. And if they get a listing and they announce a listing this month, that could also stem the bleeding and cause a reversal in KASPA's price. And then we also have what has been buzzing around the community recently, and I saw my server very recently as well, is this from guarding Coinbase. So it looks like here, I'm not going to pronounce the name because I can't, but yes, it looks like Coinbase is a big fan of KASPA too. He basically talks about here that this is it's a big deal regarding Crescendo. In comment to Crescendo, it's a big deal, a development that will really cause the industry to move in a different dimension. Congratulations, KASPA. So that's very, very big, and we can see that he works for Coinbase. Recently, though, it's only been a few months. Only recently joined, but he's a global business development and director. So he is, a very, very powerful position in Coinbase, which is a very, very big deal. But he's only just joined. So, I mean, you could argue how much influence he has. Again, it's tough to say right now, but this is what's been surfacing recently. He seems to be a KASPA investor since 2022 as well. So that's also why he's so bullish. You have someone who's evidently been a KASPA investor since 2022, now works for Coinbase, and he just commented recently about how bullish it is to see Crescendo, which is going to be happening in Q1 of 2025, which is very, very big news. Now, this is very big, of course, more bullish news confirmation regarding Coinbase and KASPA, but it's not surprising. To me, I'm like, for me, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, cool. without, trying to downplay it too much, I'm just like, okay, cool. Because I also have done my research and I know that Kaspa was envisioned by research and development company DAG Labs through the investment of Polychain Capital. Coinbase Ventures, Polychain Capital invests 2.5 million in Indian crypto exchange CoinDCX. Point being, Polychain Capital is an investment on a venture arm of Coinbase. So I've known, therefore, that Polychain paid 8 million to rent the brainpower of the team above, being Shai, Michael Sutton, Mike, and so on and so forth. So Polychain invested to research and develop Kaspa back years and years ago. $8 million for the brainpower. So they effectively funded the research for Kaspa. So this news is great. I'm not trying to This news is great. I'm not trying to downplay it by any means. But I'm like, okay, cool. I've been knowing that Coinbase is connected to Kaspa already, thanks to DAG Labs and thanks to Polychain Capital, who is a venture arm of Coinbase. I've made videos on this time and time. I think I made 2 or 3 videos about this in the past because people always ask me when Coinbase is going to be listing Kaspa. Answer is, I don't know. No one really knows. This is great to see that maybe Coinbase might be making a more active move towards listing Kaspa sooner now, which would be in their best interest considering that Kaspa is, technology-wise about to explode, as, my man here confirms. This is very, very big news. We're going to see a shift in the industry into a different dimension. So, 10 bps, 10 bps is groundbreaking technology. And the part that I love about this as well, for those who may be unaware, 10 bps, is a something that runs off Rust, right? Michael Sutton and Jonathan Belinsky decided to work on Rust because they were bored of trying to complete DAG Knight. So they just thought, we're struggling right now, a bit of a blockade point with DAG Knight. Let's just work on something a bit easier. Let's work on Rust, right? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So the fact that they find Rust as an easier thing to do than DAG Knight, just kind of goes to show how complicated and how amazing DAG Knight will be when that's complete, and also how good Rust is, and they found this as something easy. So these are experts who are now running and in charge and developing Kaspa, which is something that gives me more confidence as well. Bro, I had bought Kaspa on CoinDCX, but I couldn't withdraw the coins to Caspian wallet. I'm not sure exactly why you couldn't do that, my man. Maybe there's not a support measurement for CoinDCX and Caspian wallet. You should probably look into that. If not, maybe it's worth changing it to another exchange and trying it that way. If you're unsure, then hopefully you are in my free community, because I'll be honest with you, my community is very, very helpful, and if you have that question, join for free and ask in the server, and I'll be surprised if no one could help you. I'm sure someone has an answer for you, could help you out, because I have a lot of very knowledgeable people in my server. So yeah, if you need help with that, then I would definitely recommend joining the server and asking there. My only thought process, maybe the exchange, CoinDCX doesn't support Caspian wallet. Maybe try a different exchange, but I hope you can get it sorted out, because the last thing you want is to buy a Kaspa and can't keep it safe, so to speak. Has your opinion on when and how high Kaspa will go within the next 3 years? Has your opinion on when and how high Kaspa can go within the next 3 years? Has it changed? I'm guessing is the finishing to that question. No. Not really. Next 3 years. I'm right now. My only thought process really is kind of this bull cycle. I haven't thought much longer than that right now, because that's kind of the most pressing time for us to be thinking about. You've got to be thinking about what's happening right now. I do also reiterate you should look long term and not short term. So you've got to get a wider perspective, a wider picture. But I know Kaspa is going to be something that's going to be going up and up in value as time goes on. How high Kaspa goes in the next 2 years or 1.5, 2 years in the bull cycle hasn't changed so much at all. Kaspa might be correcting right now, it might be in a bit of a rut, it might be, pretty much near the same value as its peak from November of 2023, which is, 9 months ago, quite crazy, 10 months ago, quite crazy. But it doesn't worry me still. I still believe that in the years to come, I believe that Kaspa is a project that will definitely hit $10. Maybe not this cycle, but definitely will hit $10. I think the cycle it should hopefully and likely hit 5, potentially 7, and conservatively, I still think it'll hit 3. Years to follow from that, depending on what developments we see from the KII, who are now, as I just showcased, now starting to make some actual moves. We can see more and more of this happening as the months and years go on. That could cause Kaspa to be more involved in the energy sector, the supply chain, the contract with the financial institutions, the cross-border payments, public sector, all the other enterprise applications for blockchain. We can see Kaspa get more involved, and Kaspa therefore will increase in value as well. A comment for Kraken: I have tried to get people to buy Kaspa and the work involved stops. Yeah, I mean that's the problem as well, right? And that's also why the Kraken listing may not be the biggest tier one, but it's a very, very big deal, because a lot of people, right, probably know of Kaspa by this point. I mean, it's number 22 on CoinMarketCap. It's not a small project anymore. It's just quite a sizable project. People probably know of Kaspa now. They've done research on it, but then they look at the exchange listings and they don't want to go through the effort of choosing a smaller exchange that's not a tier one, not a trusted exchange. And then those are the same people that also won't use a Tangent wallet, which if you don't have one, that's your own prerogative, your own decision, but I highly recommend you get one, because it's just a better way to keep your crypto safe. You actually can't do stop losses, I don't believe, but if let's say, God forbid, Mexi or KuCoin or Gate or any of these exchanges decide just to crash or just take all the liquidity out and just rug everyone, which they can do because it's on it's a public place, you're going to lose your coins. If you've taken it out and put it on a Tangent or on a cold storage or hard wallet, if they do that, your Kaspa's safe. So, but when you get Kraken to come in, a more trusted, regulated exchange that's in America, one of the biggest exchanges in America, chances of that happening is smaller because it's more trusted, which also incentivizes more people to use Kraken, hence why it's a tier one, because more people trust Kraken. And that will therefore incentivize more people to start, getting involved in Kaspa, because they now think, oh, Kraken, that's an easy exchange to use. I've used it before, let's just use Kraken. But they don't want to try and make an account for Gate or something like that. Now I'm using KuCoin and currently holding 1,000, target 5k. My man, that's good. Keep building up the bag as you can. We already have 33k Kaspa on the way to 40k. Well done, Shailesh, man. Well done, man. Well done. Me, myself, I currently use L Bank Exchange because it currently, to my knowledge, it has the cheapest fees. It's a 0.1% transaction fees. So if I was to buy $1,000 worth of Kaspa, I'm only paying $1 in regards to exchange fee and transaction fees. I know some of the exchanges are a bit bigger than that. And then I just buy it on that, and then I just put it into a Tangent wallet, so it's not going to be sticking on the exchange, because L Bank's not necessarily the most trusted exchange. That's why I use L Bank for. And then if I'm going to take it out, which I haven't done, I'll be full disclosure, and I promise you I've not taken any Kaspa out, but I know what I'm going to do when it gets to its price, when it gets to like $1, when I'm going to take stop losses. I'll be changing from my Tangent, I'll send it back to L Bank, exchange it to USDT or USDC, whatever I can do, and then I'll send that to Coinbase, and then I'll send that to my bank. Or reinvest it. Who knows? It really depends on how I'm feeling at the time. But yeah, Kraken's going to be a very big exchange. Coinbase evidently is very, very involved as well. And we also know the connections with Kaspa and Binance Exchange as well, due to their zero fee mining pool, their futures contract, the fact that they had an AMA, which was very, very big. It had 20k more views than their return to India, and like 10 times more views than their average live streams do get. And they also, the day after their stream, day after the interview with Kaspa, they made a blog regarding the complete 100% understanding of how to understand hash rate, what it is. Like that's insane. And all the information I've just told, just what this little Binance rant I've just gone on, all of that's available in my free Discord server. I put all the information there in a little thread so everyone can find it for themselves. Taking profits by selling 20% and holding 70% for the next bull run or long term is a good strategy. Ultimately, the strategy that you think is the best is your strategy. I'm not going to tell you how to invest. That's your own decision to make. Me, when it comes to Kaspa, I'm just taking small profits here and there at different, price ranges: $1.50, $2, $3, etc., etc. I know some people in this chat and in my servers who are planning to take 99% of their portfolio in Kaspa out at the top of the bull cycle, leaving some of it in. So I'm going to take out completely. So I'm taking 70% out. I don't know how much I'm going to take out right now. My plan's probably kind of around somewhere probably around 70 right now, I think. But I'll have to just wait and see, because it depends on the surge where Kaspa goes as well in the future, and I'm going to reinvest it back in the bear cycle. But that sort of stuff. If that's the strategy that you think is good, then yeah, I'm not going to knock it. I think it's definitely worthwhile taking profits where you can, because you never know what will happen, right? I think taking profit, the whole thing, as long as you're not emotional about it, right? Because some people get emotional about it. I had someone in my live recently who took profits when Kaspa reached 13 cents. He got in at 0.005, so he got in very, very low, took profit at 13 cents, and Kaspa obviously went up from 13 cents to peaking at 20. He's like, yeah, I wish I didn't take out. And I'm like, why? You made money. Yes, you could have made more money if you kept it all in, but that's in hindsight. Ultimately, you shouldn't be worried. Your strategy was to take profits. He didn't take it all out either. He took some of it out. He took his investment back out. So he actually didn't lose any money. He just took his investment back out, and he's just now playing with the profits. And it's still invested in Kaspa. He could have made more money, yes, but that wasn't a bad strategy at all. I think that's a good strategy, or anything. So as long as you have a strategy, keep it in mind. Like, don't worry on the if, buts, and maybes and what could have been. Like, your strategy, as long as it worked, then it's not a bad strategy at all. And Kaspa, again, obviously right now being just short of 16 cents. I still think September is going to be an interesting month. We the fact that we got here, this video, which I will put in my free Discord server as well for those to see. Behind the scenes, there are conversations that they don't want us to hear regarding institutional adoption in crypto is happening faster than anticipated. Institutions are here. A lot of it we don't know about because it's going behind closed doors in the the dark pools, if you will. We don't know about them, but institutions are here and they're getting involved in crypto. Again, Rory O'Neill of the KII confirmed that an institution that handles $20 to $40 trillion a year, 20 to 40 trillion a year, they currently use 95% of their transactions, their settlement contract, whatever, they go on Ethereum. 95% is on Ethereum. So they're already using Ethereum, they're already involved. And he also told them that, yeah, if you use Kaspa, you've got to save tens of millions of dollars on gas fees. So, incentivized to use Kaspa, right? But yeah, ultimately institutions are here, so that also might stem the bleeding of how bad the correction is going to be. Because when the correction happens in September, best believe when retail panicked, everyone starts selling, institutions are going to buy more. That's why, yeah, we see how bad that historically it has been in the market, right? With in September, followed by look how bullish October is, by the way. Historically speaking, like in this month we've seen 19% correction. 7, 5, 13, 7, 7, 3. Last year we saw 3% up. So, but I speculate it'll probably be down again this month because rate cuts are here. But look how bullish October is. And that's going to be leading up into the presidential election as well. This is probably going to be a very, very bullish month. Like, look at what happened in 2021 when the bull cycle actually... And this is obviously like the peak of the bull cycle sort of thing. But this is the peak of the bull cycle. But even then, the lead up to it, last cycle, 27% rise in the lead up to the bull cycle. So we're kind of in this region right now. If it's going to repeat any cycle, it'll be this 2020 section. This is where we're at. This is where we should be repeating. So we'll probably see similar numbers, but at the same time, with having so much institutional adoption involved, and with all the developments coming to Kaspa, we could see potentially stemming the bleeding and maybe not as heavy as the correction, right? That's currently where my head's at right now. We're seeing more KRC20 coming out very, very soon. We're seeing Coinbase now getting more and more involved seemingly, which is great. Kraken's going to be listing. They've confirmed that. Binance seems very, very interested as well. The OKX exchange, they are a venture of the same way that Polychain is a venture of Coinbase. OKX is a venture of the KEF. So they are also invested into Kaspa in some way. So they'll probably be listing Kaspa at some point in this market as well. And then we also know about we got more ways to get a hold of Kaspa. Core Wallet adoption's growing more and more for Kaspa, which is very, very cool. And then we have this I want to showcase. I'm going to actually showcase the video as well regarding Marathon. Their CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, Salman Khan, says Kaspa is a bet. In the latest interview, Khan refers to Kaspa as an opportunity to create more value for shareholders with profit margins up to 90%. He said in the interview that shareholders can make a profit margin of 90%. That is absolutely nuts. They can make a lot more money by holding by holding with Kaspa. They make more money with Kaspa right now than Bitcoin, which is understandable because Kaspa is mining wise, it's more profitable to mine Kaspa than Bitcoin. Both of them right now are struggling into the profitability, but right now it's still more profitable to mine Kaspa than Bitcoin due to energy consumption. And Khan also mentions that margins will fluctuate as Kaspa becomes more mainstream and the global hash rate grows, which is also very, very big news. And you've got to keep in mind, he does talk about the fact that he'll speak about it in the interview as well, the fact that they can talk about mining Kaspa and converting it to Bitcoin or keeping it on their balance sheet. Right now, seemingly Marathon are keeping it on their balance sheet. But you have to think about it this way. Why would Marathon invest in mining rigs for Kaspa if they weren't bullish on its potential long term? Knowing that the rewards decrease rapidly, why would they do that? They understand. They diversified into Kaspa for a reason. The only other altcoin ever in history by Marathon to diversify into from Bitcoin is Kaspa. So let's listen to this video real quick before I get into some more questions, because I think it's very, very important to know, and it's very, very big, right? Let me set this up for all of you.
We've got some very smart people in the company. And one of the things that we have been able to incubate within the company is out of the box ideas. And one of that ideas was Kaspa. And Kaspa is a bet. We continue to remain committed to Bitcoin mining. A majority of our revenues are tied to Bitcoin mining, but then we also have invested in Kaspa miners and freed up about 1% of our energy source to mine this Kaspa product, which is very high margin, between 85 to 90% margin in the current pricing environment. Obviously, it will fluctuate with the period of time as the global hash rate increases and as this coin becomes more mainstream. But it provides us that opportunity and think out of the box where we can use the same electrons, create more value for our stockholders, and then we can monetize that, either keep it on our balance sheet or monetize that and buy more Bitcoin and continue our story.
So, and I guess a short summary of that, yes, he talks about the fact that he could diversify and they could use Kaspa to buy more Bitcoin, but you have to keep in mind what he also states is that they're experts, right? Again, very smart people in this space. Very, very smart people, and they can make more profit right now from Kaspa. Evidently, Marathon are holding Kaspa and mining Kaspa for a reason. They are bullish on Kaspa, which also, again, incentivized my bullish belief. It's also funny how when Marathon decided to announce that they obviously been mining Kaspa since September, when they actually officially announced it end of June time, I believe it was, that's when we started seeing the hash rate of Kaspa go parabolic. When this, look, this is end of June time here. Marathon announced it, I think, around here. And look at how it just started surging up since then. Conveniently, as Marathon now states, oh yeah, we've been mining Kaspa since September. And, we think Kaspa's, a decent bet. They think they're very, very smart. It's got potential, good project, yada, yada, yada. It's now just been going up more and more and more, peaking above 1 EH yesterday. Again, very, very bullish for the future outlook of Kaspa, in my opinion. And we're going to see more developments, I'm sure, coming in September as well. So, yeah, all in all, that's why I'm, again, very bullish on Kaspa. The fact that we're seeing rate cuts coming in soon, the market is reacting accordingly to the anticipation of rate cuts. We could see lower lows, potentially, yes. But I think with what's happening in KRC20, it's still doing very, very well, and I think it's going to probably most likely be launched this month. We've got the KII, and they are going to be having their conference and potential announcement of partnerships. We don't know that much, but definitely we're going to be having a conference happening this month. Potentially, again, announcement of partnerships this month as well. Kraken could be listing Kaspa this month as well. They've announced they've got a spot listing already secured. Coinbase are more and more involved. Binance are also more and more involved. Who will launch them first? Who knows? But any of those two being the two biggest exchanges, obviously Binance is a bit bigger. Right now, this is actually the lowest I've seen for trading volume. Binance is normally hovering around 13. It's halved. And that's also indicative of what's happening in the market right now. A lot of investors are pulling their bags out because they're preparing for the rate cuts that are incoming. But when the bull cycle hits, this will probably be around 20, if not higher, $20 billion trading volume a day. That'll probably be around 15 million weekly visits. And equally, Coinbase will be much, much higher as well. Although Coinbase is normally used by the bigger whales as opposed to the smaller casual investors. Binance is kind of the general exchange for that. But yes, we've got big exchanges coming for Kaspa, which is very, very bullish. We might get Kraken this month. That'd be very, very cool. We got more adoption growing with Kaspa again. More events they're attending, which is going to spread their adoption more, bring more attention to the project, potential more listings incoming as well as they explain what Kaspa is to the people. Institutional adoption, again, more adoption again. Marathon, again, just showcasing why they believe in Kaspa and why they're mining Kaspa, why they're holding Kaspa. And KRC20 going to be coming up very, very soon as well. Everything right now for Kaspa, again, to quote Michael Sutton, technology-wise, Kaspa is at a boiling point. That much is very, very evident. Very evident. Right now, Kaspa is doing all the right things. And when you get the launch of the KRC20 as well, that is when you start seeing the development and soon to be release, I'm sure, of the stablecoin. Stablecoins are very, very important. in general in crypto, and will bring more adoption to Casper if the Casper stablecoin gets heavily adopted, which I'm sure it will, because Casper is just a project that is doing really, really well. It will sit on the Casper blockchain, BlockDAG, and as the BlockDAG and KRC20 goes more and more in adoption, they might also use the KRC20 as a medium of exchange as well, which would be great news. You try looking at angle Fibonacci retracements, the more accurate, because you can actually see trend lines. I have utilized them in times. I have used them a little bit. I do understand how they work. I have used them a little bit, but I've been doing this for quite some time, so I don't typically need them. They're good. They're a good indicator. They're a good tool, definitely. I'm not going to put that down, but I've got to the stage now where I have been in crypto for a while, where I kind of just can look at the market and make an educated guess on where I see the levels of support and resistance for Casper. And then when it comes to how this for me, I only do this to kind of gauge, because this is an all-time high for Casper, so there's not really an indicator for how high Casper could go, because this is on all of this up here is uncharted territory. We don't know how high Casper can go from here. All this here is we've seen it since November, the level of resistance and support for Casper. So based on my experience in crypto, I kind of look at the market and gauge where I believe these levels of support and resistance are going to be, and I've kind of, in a sense, showed that all the last month in my streams, where I said it's going to consolidate between these two regions, and it's done so. I'm not saying it's not a bad tool. I'm not trying to put you down, Dan Carter, by any means, and it's a good tool for people who know how to use it as well, and I think it's definitely worth using. It's going to be this tool, this one, trend-based retracement, that one, I'm pretty sure you're talking about. And I think it's a decent tool, but I only use the general Fib retracement tool for trying to find the uncharted territory area, which seems to be 23, 25, 32, which I suspect it'll probably be, because Casper's been at this boiling point for so long, I suspect that when Casper does break above 20, we'll see it come up here, probably consolidate a little bit, go up there, stay between here a bit, and then it'll push to 32. That's what I suspect will happen. And then, who knows, it'll probably go further from there as well, depending on what developments come out for crypto, and again, how bullish that month could be. Because that month could be insane. It could be, like, this is in historically, it's been 27, 39, less a month sometimes, but historically it's been very, very big. And now you've got institutional adoption here. This could be the biggest pump. October could be the most bullish pump in history. Again, that's speculative. There's no proof of that, but because we know institutional adoption is here, and they've been here, quietly building up for some time, and they're bringing trillions and trillions of money into this market, wave 2 adoptions here, there's a decent chance of it. I'm just taking up my initial investment at the end of the bull run. It's a long-term investment for me. The meme tokens are what I'll be taking profit in the bull run. Yeah, I think that's a good strategy as well. I think it's always worthwhile, if you put money into a project, take out your initial investment, definitely. That way you just play. If you put, let's say you put $1,000 into a project, it's 2x'd, and then you take the $1,000 out, and let's say it's gone up more by that. Yes, you could have made more money, but at the same time, you've put effectively no money into the market. Like, you've put $1,000 in, it's 2x, you've got 2k, you take a 1k out, and now you've got 1k that's in the market, still, going up and down in value depending on what's happening in the project. But the money you've invested into the market, there's no risk to it anymore. Obviously, you want to go higher and higher, of course, but it's the safest and best, healthiest mindset, in my opinion, when you're investing. And yeah, for me, I think that's a good idea. And then, just playing with the investments and let it just keep going up more and more. And then meme tokens as well. Yeah, I've been starting to look a little bit into meme tokens, because I know they have a good chance to make quick gains due to their volatility and their due to what their use case is, being just a very high volatile asset to make quick gains. I'm sure I'm going to start trading them in due time as well. And I'll be cycling back profits into projects like Casper and my other investment decisions as well, which come from gaming tokens, which comes to real world assets as well, etc., etc. You can expect an 80-90% correction after the bull run. It always happens on both Bitcoin and altcoins. Yes, in the 2018 correction, it was as heavy as that. Where is it? Here. In the 2018 correction, from it being just around 19, it did correct to a bottom of 85%. But when you come to the last bull cycle, being at 69, it came down to 77. So it is close to 80%, yes. definitely. So in that regard, we could expect a similar thing in this cycle as well. And I'm not saying it won't happen, but again, I think the one factor that it leaves it's a grey area. It's just the institutional adoption. It is a very, very crucial factor that no one can properly gauge, because we've not seen institutional adoption in crypto before. It's now finally maturing as an asset class. The market's gaining the adoption it needs to. It's gaining the regulations it needs to function in this financial marketplace. And that could potentially stem how heavy the correction is going to be. I'm not saying it won't be 80%, 90%. It very well could be, but it potentially could be less. It could be more. Who knows? But I think with institutional adoption here, we'll see more money than we could possibly expect. I'm not saying 350k Bitcoin, but I'm saying we're going to probably see more money in crypto than people are probably giving it credit for. And then the correction might not be as heavy because institutions want to start keep the market pumping up more and more as it grows more as an asset class. With angle fib retracement, you put 2 points between two trend lines and actually the forecast on an X and Y axis. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the one I'm referring to, the trend-based fib retracement. I have used it before and I do understand how it works, but I don't typically use it because I have been able to get to a stage where I can gauge, like I said, I can gauge where these levels are. I mean, for me, I can just analyze the market and I can see, we've seen, I've zoomed in if I zoom in a little bit closer here, we can see here as well. Like you've seen time and time again, it just seems to love rebounding around this level. So I know that I don't need the angle fib retracement to tell me that this is going to be a support level. I can see that, and I've seen it again historically as well. Here. This level seems to be a support level, so I can gauge that, and I've been able to only do that because I have been in crypto for over 5 years. So I've been able to get to a stage where I can analyze the market to an extent and understand where I believe, at least on the daily charts, definitely I analyze the market and make a educated guess of where I believe this project should hold its level. Of course, there are times where it will just reach that support and then just plummet down because there are other market sentiments that, because TA is important. Again, I'm not saying TA is not important, but TA is not do or die. TA is a good indicator to find out where the project should correct to, but market sentiments, real world developments, project developments, they are just as important, if not more so, to help you gauge where the project's going to go. If no one knew about rate cuts and Warren Buffett selling and the Japanese yen rising against the dollar, and we just used TA, people would have lost here, 100%. Because they would have just thought, oh, this is a level, oh, let's go. And they would have gone down here. If they were trading it, at least. If they're investing, it's not a problem. If they're trading it, yes, it would have probably had their stop loss, it would have lost it. You have to understand real world. I think for me, when I'm investing and I'm looking into crypto, I typically heavily look into real world developments. I base a lot of my decisions based on real world developments, make a prediction on what I think is going to happen based on those markets, use the internet and just research, understand it. And then I use a little bit of TA to understand, okay, this news seems very, very bullish. What are the levels of resistance and support that I can look into and where I think it's going to surpass it or exceed it? You're doing a great job too. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dan Carter, man. I appreciate it. And of course, as you enjoy these streams, I'll be doing them daily. It's now been officially over 1 month, the 1st of September today. If you join the streams, feel free to leave a like, share with friends, and subscribe for more. If you want to learn more, again, feel free to join my free Discord server. It's currently in the chat on screen right now. It's also in my Discord server. It's also on my YouTube homepage and in the description of this video as well. So make sure you take profits. I see people saying that only take out their investment and let us ride. I mean, yeah, I think taking out your initial investment and letting it ride is very, very, I think it's good. That way you've basically lost no money. But when you're getting to points like in the October, November time, 2025, when the peak of the bull market is going to be in, it's probably worthwhile taking out profits. Like, best believe any content creator, in my opinion, that says they're not taking profits ever is lying, because that is not a worthwhile decision, but a smart investment decision. If they don't do it and they're actually being truthful about it, then fine, but it's not a smart investment decision. I'm not saying completely. I'm just saying, like, for me, like I said, for me myself right now, I mean, I've not taken any profits on Kaspa, and I don't plan to until it reaches the next major milestone of $1. When it reaches $1, I'll be taking some profits. Not much, probably a little bit over my initial investment. That'll be it. I'm DCAing into the project, so once it reaches $1, I might take my initial investment that I put into the project and then a little bit extra, and then I'll let that keep going up, take a little bit of profit at $1.50, $2, $3. Let's say it reaches $7. I'll take some at $5, and then $7 at the top. I'll take out 70-80%. And then when it gets down to the bottom of the bear market, I'll then probably put some more back in. Actually, not probably, I will, because it's Kaspa, and I know it's going to be going up more and more from here. Kaspa's a project that has the potential to reach $10, $15, $50, $100, $1,000 in the years and years to come. I'm holding Kaspa's going to be a project that I never have nothing of. I'm holding very, very long term. So that's currently where my head is at. And again, with what's incoming for Kaspa right now, September with rate cuts coming in, we could see Kaspa come down to these levels right here, being around 15.5. I think it's going to hit that. I mean, it's already hitting that pretty much. We might see it reverse tomorrow, because we don't know when the rate cuts coming in. Right now, the market's preparing for it. I think we'll see Kaspa probably come down to one of these three down here, depending on the severity of the rate cuts and the news to follow from that. Depending again, it could be dependent, because also got to keep on stuff like the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission in the United States. They can also influence the market, depending on who they decide to sue. If they decide to sue Kaspa for some reason, that'll cause Kaspa to correct. So let's pray it doesn't happen, because I don't see why it should happen. Kaspa's done nothing wrong for it to be, filed a lawsuit against. At least to my knowledge, they've done nothing wrong, so that should never happen. But you got to keep up with real world development, and the best way to do that is do your research, but also again, shameless plug, to join my free Discord server, because I will do and not just me, the community together collectively, all of us are doing our best to build our knowledge. We're all talking about crypto projects, Kaspa of course, and market sentiments to understand where we believe the market is going to go in due time. Like all this, the information I've got in here regarding my community put this stuff in here already, so that's how I found about it before I made the live stream. This stuff I'm going to put in there later on. This stuff here, historically speaking, Bitcoin monthly returns, I'll be putting this in as well, so people can see and make a prediction on make their investment predictions based on what's happened historically, give them a better idea what's happening. Obviously, I'll put my own 2 cents in it as well, because I want to explain how I think it's going to go. Because again, we've got factors like this, which is going to influence the market more than people may suspect. We're going to probably see in October an unhealthy amount of money pumped into Bitcoin ETFs and Ethereum ETFs. And we might even see the likes of Solana and XRP ETFs announced as well. And Kaspa making more higher and higher hash rate. A lot's coming in September. We could see Kaspa correct, but also not heavy, and then start seeing a reversal going into October. We'll have to wait and see. If Kraken announces the listing in September, then definitely I think we'll see some push towards the upside, maybe trying to push towards its all-time high. If Kraken doesn't, then we might just see Kaspa stay around these regions for the bottom, around this kind of zone right now. We'll have to wait and see. The lower Kaspa goes, I get more bullish because I know what I'm holding, so I'm not remotely stressed out, to say the least. And yeah, Kaspa's adoption, man. This is so bullish for me. The fact that we're seeing this for me is what I'm actually most excited about, because the KII, I've explained in the past how big they are. I've talked about it. For those who are unaware, the KII about 2 weeks ago now, they joined a roundtable. This one here, and Rory O'Neill from the KII joined around the 40-minute mark. Yes, 40-minute mark. He started speaking, and he was praising Kaspa to the all living heavens, from talking about the fact that they themselves, the DII, were looking at different blockchains in the past that could handle their project ideas to be able to handle DLT solutions at scale. They looked at multiple different blockchains, and none of them fit their vision of what they wanted. But Kaspa did, and when Kaspa developed more and more, and they approached Shy in just 90 days. 90 days, they announced the KII, and they had a website going, which is very, very cool. Very, very cool. They've talked about the energy sector, which is one of the most valuable on the planet. The emissions market by 2030, that's only 5-6 years away now, should be valued at $2 trillion a year. And the underlying assets, which could very well be capital by that point, will be extremely valuable. That is KII are trying to build their own bespoke blockchain, and they just thought, oh, that's too much effort, let's just use Kaspa. That's insane. That's absolutely nuts. And that for me is again why I think that we're starting to see these developments is so very, very big. The KII are going to help massively in the increase in adoption for Kaspa, the use case for Kaspa, and that will in time entail to price increase as well, in my opinion. Just amazing news. Yeah, people expect it to be very bearish, and I expect a slight dump, not extreme to be honest, because we have going down. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, definitely. I think September will be a dump. There's no doubt about it. I think, again, the market is seemingly preparing for a correction of sorts with rate cuts coming in. The severity of the rate cuts could determine how severe the dump is. But I equally don't believe it'll be too severe, at least for KASPA, because there is so much incoming. KII is very, very cool. I just mentioned that a little bit. And as you also cover on as well, I'm bullish about the KRC20. And that's also very, I'm bullish about KRC20 because the reason Solana went so high in memes is meme tokens. So it's Ethereum, it was smart contracts, so project on the chain, some memes, but also a lot of vaporwares on the Ethereum. Point being, it's like what made Solana so big with the meme tokens. And KASPA, when they launched the KRC20, the first thing they're launching on their block DAG, on their platform, is meme tokens. They're launching meme tokens because they understand that it generates a lot of initial volatility and brings a lot of adoption to a project very, very quickly, which is what Solana did. And we're already seeing now Solana is struggling right now. This is great for KASPA. As it's about to launch the KRC20, this is very, very big. We've seen Solana struggle more and more. So that means that in due time, I'm sure we're going to start seeing when KASPA launches, Solana's going to struggle even more than that. Because they're going to realize, oh wait, KASPA has memes as well. It's doing what Solana's doing, but it's just a lot better. It's more secure. It's more decentralized, definitely. And it's scalable. Probably more scalable than Solana. So it's very, very big. So I'm again, that's why I think September is going to be a bearish month, as history has shown us time and time again, but it won't be too bad. I'm sure we'll see a turnaround in due time as well. Again, it's looking very, very strong right now. And that's just, again, the beginning of KRC20. The KII also announced in the roundtable that they're trying to build projects alongside the KII. They're looking into industrial use cases for KASPA and trying to build projects on the KRC20. And they're trying to build projects that will let KASPA rival what XRP Ripple are doing and Hedera HBAR are doing in the finance sector. You know, it's the KII are going to be influential, and they're going to be also working alongside KRC20 as well to help in its adoption and helping KASPA grow more and more, which will in time correlate to price increases as well. Not saying it's going to be, they're going to announce these partnerships, it's going to be a boom show up to the upside straight away. It's not going to do that, but it's just going to see a gradual accumulation of more and more use case, and that will start to correlate to a price increase. Because again, you've got to keep in mind the very, very, very basic understanding of crypto, of markets in general. When you see these green and these reds or whatever color you put the market to, it's basically just it's determined of supply versus demand. Green means there's a high increase in demand and the supply is not really increased, or there's not as much supply, and red means there's a lot of supply but there's not much demand. So when you're seeing these reds in the market, it just means that for that time period, that day, the supply is outweighing the demand for the project. So people aren't buying this project as much as the supply is growing. But as the KII gets more and more involved and industries get more and more of KASPA, you'll see that the demand rises higher and higher, while the supply will still be increasing, but it may be the demands outweighing the supply that's coming into the market. So that will cause price increase for KASPA as well. And we are now about to approach the hour mark, so if anyone got any further questions, feel free to drop them in the chat before we wrap up the stream for the day. As always, do the streams every single day. I'll be back again tomorrow, same time, 4 p.m. GPT, 12 p.m. EST, 9 a.m. PT, and 11:30 in Australia for my brothers like Leroy and Mr. Supdarty as well. Everyone who wants to participate in KRC20 memes needs to buy some KASPA. Yeah, true that, definitely. If KASPA is so bullish and considering how the low gas fees, how not predicting a $10 by 2025, why not higher? I'm not saying it's not impossible. I'm just saying it's tough, right? Because if KASPA is bullish and it has low gas fees, KRC20 will be very, very popular, I'm sure. But $10 is a very, very high margin. It's a very high margin for KASPA, and there's still a lot that we are waiting for. For me, I don't think $10 is impossible, but for me, I also think we have to see the likes of smart contracts, because smart contracts will let KASPA compete with the likes of Ethereum. Ethereum's number 2 because it has smart contracts, the first creator of smart contracts. Without smart contracts, I will be I'm not saying it's not possible, but I will be surprised and happy, but surprised to see KASPA reach $10 without smart contracts in the bull cycle. KRC20 will help in the adoption grow more and more. The KII will help the adoption grow more and more, which will increase the price as well. You've got 10 BPS happening in Q1 of 2025. You've got exchange listings coming in as well. But you need all these developments, all these catalysts to happen together at the same time. You need tier ones, probably across the board, all of them, to massively increase the adoption of KASPA. You need these to come in: Binance, Coinbase, OKX, Gemini, Kraken, all of them. You need more adoption with the KII and industry partnerships to see what they're doing with KASPA as well. You need to see 10 BPS and maybe development towards the next step up. You need smart contracts, you need Dag Knight probably as well. Once all this come out, then I think we could definitely see Casper reach $10. There's no doubt about it in my personal opinion. I don't see why we couldn't. But I think without just one of those catalysts, I think it'd be quite hard, because $10 is an excessive price margin right now. That would be a very, very high market cap. Yes, market cap's not the do or die, it's not the most important, but it's still a factor, and that would be a very, very high market cap for Casper if it reaches $10. Look at the base, and it's pretty adopted because of one thing, and that is Brett. Yep, that's why Solana's doing well, because of Brett. But when Casper gets its own meme tokens and the adoption goes more and more, and then other projects aim to list on the KRC20 chain other meme tokens, we'll see adoption growing more and more. When you start to mine Casper, right now I have no plan to do mining Casper, which I know is probably quite unwise, considering that it is long-term wise. It's probably a better, mining is an investment. So as you have a miner in due time, in 18 months, you'll probably end up making more money off just buying the tokens. I have no plan to mine it right now, truth be told. But I am increasing my understanding of mining daily, so I can understand more about what's happening. Understand, how that affects the market as well. If I end up starting to mine, don't worry, you'll be the first to know, Andy. Don't worry. But as it stands right now, I have no plan to do so. But with that is now just past the hour mark. So thank you everyone for watching the stream. As always, you guys are amazing. You are legends in this space. If you enjoy the streams, as always, leave a like, share with your friends so they can know more about Casper as well, and subscribe for more to keep up to date with all Casper updates. And if you want to learn more about crypto, sentiments, Casper in general, be in a loving and friendly community where we're talking about everything that is to do with crypto really, then feel free to join my Discord server in the chat right now. And with that, I will be seeing you guys all tomorrow. Thank you for watching.